Let's bring in Jim Jordan, representative from Ohio. Big development on the free speech first, confirmation of concerns about what was going on with the Biden administration during the pandemic and a potential fix. Good to have you, Jimmy. Thank you for joining me. What do you make of the discovery and the fix?
Well, just like these other platforms, last year we heard from Meta, and they said the same thing. The Biden administration pressured them to censor. They did it. They're sorry. They're not going to do it again. They've actually put in place some things that I think are really good on their platform. Heard the same thing from Google. YouTube was doing the same thing. They were censoring people after being pressured by the Biden administration. They've agreed now to reinstate people who actually were kicked off. Big names like Dan Bongino, for example. And then they've also, I think, made some other commitments that are real important. They said they're never going to use fact checkers like some of these other platforms did, these independent fact checkers. They always seem to be biased towards the left, frankly. So I think all in all, a good thing. And then finally, in their statement and letter to the committee, they indicated they're very concerned about now what is going on in Europe, and so are we, because the censorship that's taking place in the UK and in the European Union is truly frightening. And so we had a witness last year, Chris, and I know you believe this. We had a witness last year, Rupa Subramanya, a journalist from Canada, testified in front of our committee, and she said something I never forgot. She said the hallmark of Western civilization, Western culture, is the ability to have debate, free expression. And when you lose that, and you have government pressuring people and censoring people, that is not a good thing. And so we're committed to protecting the First Amendment and free expression around the Western world as much as we can as well.
Jim, you and I have known each other a pretty long time when you think about it. You look the same. I now look more like my father than I looked like myself when I met you.
No,
believe me when I tell you this.
You're still working out hard.
Jim,
I know you're getting your workouts in.
I'm strong as a mofo, but not what I was. Jim, this I know, though. I know this. Don't let these guys play you. What they are doing themselves is worse than anything that has been done to them. They are amplifying outrage for profit. They've given a pass by that 96 Act and Section 230. They are absolutely creators. And if you can't look at our social media, like neither of us are going to want to look at the comments after this segment. Why? Because they only push the outrage because it's what gets them paid, Jim. You guys need to work. They're not victims. They have to be held to account for what they push for profit, Jim, and you guys aren't doing anything about it.
Yeah, well, look, no one's saying that, these are some of the biggest companies in the world, biggest companies on the planet. I mean, their market cap is huge. So these are big companies. No one's saying they're the victims. In fact, they were the ones who succumbed to the pressure from the government to actually censor people. So what we're focused on, though, and I understand there's been talk about Section 230 and how that may need to be changed. Look, what I know is our job, particularly the Judiciary Committees, protect the Constitution, protect the Bill of Rights, protect Americans' freedom. And that's what we're out to do. And so when we have government pressuring anyone and causing censorship to happen, we're gonna investigate, and we're gonna do whatever we can to help that to stop that. So that's where we're focused. I understand what you're raising, and look, we can look at that. One of the questions we got from this issue with YouTube is, well, these people are now being reinstated, but what about all the lost revenue? What happened to that? They got to build their channel back up again. I understand that, but I look at the glass half full. They admitted that it was going on. They're reinstating people. That is a win for the First Amendment. That is a win for free expression, and that's a good thing. And so that's what we're focused on.
Listen, I get it. Nobody wants state action. That's why Brendan Carr is saying stupid things on Betty Johnson's podcast. Hopefully he's learned his lesson. He keeps his tongue in his mouth that way, because that reeked of state action. Nobody wants that. It's wrong. It's anathema to our Constitution. These guys are doing a lot worse. And Jim, in 2021, you were in favor of getting rid of Section 230. The only thing that's changed since then is that now you're in the majority. Now you got a shot. I know they have a lot of money. I know they're scary, and I know they flex. They're killing us, Jim. They're killing us.
Yeah, but now look, the counter argument is you get rid of 230, and then what? They're going to be so afraid of being sued all the time that what kind of do you really have open debate like we want in our culture, in our society? Because remember, like these online platforms, that's now the town square. Everyone gets it. That's why when when the Biden administration, as an example, set up the Disinformation Governance Forum, as if a bunch of bureaucrats can tell you what you can say, what you can read, what you can post, what you can tweet. I mean, it was ridiculous. And of course, a bunch of us raised the concerns about this. You did, we all did, and it's been disbanded, thank goodness. So that's what we have to focus on, I think, primarily. We're willing to look at everything else.
That's fine. I'm with
you.
you.
I think you got to be careful. You want the open debate to happen. You want any type of, if there's any type of, obviously illegal activity on there where they're promoting terrorism or all kinds of crazy. Of course, that's not allowed. But you got to be careful about what you limit there, because it's got to be consistent with the First Amendment.
It's not just about what you limit. I mean, look, even terrorism, got to be very careful. Our legal protection of what used to be called fighting words and hate has been expanded, right? You probably can talk about terrorism. You know, you'd have to trip a legal test of how imminent, how specific. But what I'm saying is this. Tell them you're right. We want free and open debate. Don't you touch the scale. Don't you amplify, don't you design algorithms that push certain things because they piss people off, and that's where you make your money. But look, I'm happy you got movement on the censorship side. Every journalist should be in favor of that. You're always welcome here to talk about this. I'm going to chase you on this, Jim, because I know that you know I'm right about this, and nothing changes if nothing changes. But I appreciate you coming on, and I wish you well.
You too. Thanks, Chris. Good to be with you.
Jim Jordan, thank you. Be well.